What's up, gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. So in this one, we're going to crush another comforting narrative that men are latching onto in the dating and in self-improvement space, which is the idea that men will hit their stride in their 30s. Because men will say, well, women are desirable already in their 20s because of their youth and their beauty, but men have to build themselves into a man that women really want to go after. Because they will argue, yeah, men have to become, and they need to get a good career, and they need to go to the gym, and they need to build themselves into that man that has all of these desirable qualities that women are looking for out there on the dating market. And on the surface, that idea sounds really good, but if you think about it, it's a bunch of BS for most men. And it's true that men do not peak early, because for you to build up a body, for you to get experience, for you to get a good career, to get social skills, to build up a strong masculine presence, all of that takes years of work. And that can take anywhere between 5 and 10 years, depending on what kind of man you are and how fast you learn and all of that. And some men will get there fast and some men will get there slower. But for most men, they will not even get close to that place where they have maximized their potential. Because if you look at most men in their 30s, they look worse than in their 20s. They have made a little bit more money. They maybe got 1 or 2 girlfriends, and that's basically it. They haven't done all that much besides getting older and making a promotion at work, perhaps. And most men will hear this narrative and they will think, well, that's logical. And they will think that becoming that attractive guy is just a given when you're in your 30s. And it's not. Because you need to work very hard every single day for that 1% progress. And that's why this narrative is so dangerous for young men. Because they don't hear, well, you better get your ass to work so that when you're in your 30s, you have your act together and you are the desirable guy. They actually hear, well, I don't have to worry yet. I can relax because in my 30s, everything will work itself out magically. And they will hear your time will come, even if you put in no work. And that's why for most men, when they hear this, it will kill the urgency to actually get their asses to work. And I've even had guys on my consultations that told me, yeah, well, I haven't even reached my stride yet. I can still wait. I can still wait for the right moment to actually do something about my dating life. I am not ready yet because I haven't reached my 30s yet. And that's why a lot of those men, they are not doing the actions that they should take in order for them to become that guy in a few years from now. Men are not told that if they really want to reach their potential in their 30s, that they need to have a high level of discipline, that they need to go to the gym even though they might not feel like it. And that might mean that you need to eat healthy to stay in shape while everyone around you is eating garbage all the time. And that means that you need to work on your social skills and go on dates, even though it might not be comfortable and you might embarrass yourself a few times. Because the truth is that nothing that you want out of life is going to come to you. You need to make it happen. You cannot be passive and hope that things will work itself out magically, because it won't. And things will only work itself out the moment that you create urgency. Because if you have no urgency, then there is no reason for you to get out of bed in the morning. The truth is that for most men, they will never hit their full potential, and their 30s will be just as bad for dating as their 20s were. And that sounds very brutal, but it's just the reality. It will suck just as much unless you do something about it. Because if you look at the vast majority of men out there, they will just get worse in almost every single area in their 30s. Because most men will start to look worse as they age because they drink too much, they are not moving enough, they are not working out, they eat trash food, they do not sleep 8 hours per night, and they are not even taking proper care of themselves. And then at the same time, their work becomes more demanding and they will have less time to go out. So they won't have a lot of new social interactions, and they are also not meeting a lot of women like they used to back in their 20s. Basically, the only thing that happens is that they will make a little bit more money and they become older. And then they reach their mid-30s and they say to themselves, where's all of that time? Like, how did I waste it? How is it possible that after all of those years, my dating life is still the same? And I've heard this time after time on consultations, men that believed that if they just worked on their career, that their 30s would be different, that they would be desirable men, and that the right girl would show up for them. Only for them to realize that nothing has changed. They're still the same kind of men. They still lack social skills, and they still have no idea how to meet the kind of women that they want. And in that moment, a lot of men will get bitter because they were promised a future that never arrived for them. So that's it, gentlemen. So I hope that this is a strong wake-up call for you guys. And it pretty much doesn't matter what age you are, because this pretty much counts for all ages for men. But what makes the difference between the men that crush it and the men that stay stuck in their dating lives is that men that crush it, they act with urgency. They build up discipline and they get their asses to work. And I can tell you honestly from my experience, the more that I work on myself, on my physique, on my mindset, on my dating life, on my career and all of that, the better results that I get in dating. But it's because every day I act with urgency and I exercise discipline. And the smartest thing that I did in my mid-20s was work with a coach. Because working with my coach, it exposed all of my blind spots that I had in dating. And it saved me literally years of guessing, and it really shortened my learning curve. And that's why right now I've been on hundreds of dates and I can really be confident when I'm going on a date that I'm going to lead it to a success. And that is not because I was waiting for the right moment or waiting to be ready. I acted with urgency. And that's also why I tell guys that the best thing that you can do to level up, to really hit your stride in your 30s, is to work with a coach. So if you hear this and you really want to start accelerating your results in dating, and you don't want to waste years guessing back and forth on if you're doing the right thing, then book a call with me with the link in the bio. Then we will build a real strategy for your dating life and to level up your confidence so that you can become that guy that is really going to crush it very quickly in dating. So subscribe to the channel and peace.